What we're gonna do right here is go back, way back into time.
Hello, hello, hello. What's going on out there? Traders, crypto traders, equity traders, futures traders, all you guys, FX, the whole world, house flippers, whatever. We don't really talk about no house flippers, but y'all get the point. It's your boy, Z Rex, with No Noise Research, and we're coming at you live on the 7th of February, 2021. A little pressure on the crypto markets today. We'll get into that here very shortly. I'm going to try to make a super fast video on this. I got to get ready for Super Bowl festivities up at the pizza place. So, without further ado, let's go. Total market cap taking a little dippity doodah. Kind of looking just like the Bitcoin chart. Let's just go to the Bitcoin chart because I think that's more important. Did lose the momentum back over here late yesterday. I guess that was like yesterday afternoon. Kind of selling off with the concerns we had a little bit from yesterday's video, especially on Ethereum, which we'll jump to here in just a few moments. But now we are breaking the speed line. So we are getting resistance underneath it so far. So it looks like we're flipping. Possibly in these intermediate and low-term time frames. On the daily, though, we still do have 4 hours, so we still could come back above it and close it on the daily, which would be super sexy. You can see price like literally went almost exactly to the tick on this horizontal we've been watching for a long time, and in the mid 37,000 area. Let me clean this up a little bit. There we go. Neutral on the DMI oscillator now, and bears have been a little bit, or shown a little bit of weakness on RSI since this little dip back over here, staying back below the exponential, which is the gray lines on the oscillator. So that kind of sucks, but you know, it is what it is. Not too big of a surprise. Ethereum taking a pretty good dump. This ended up coming to fruition from a couple days ago, or was that yesterday? Shit. Nope, yeah, it was a couple days ago. That pattern that I hate to see ended up following through to the downside, and now DMI is actually in control on the medium time frames on Ethereum. So that's not that sexy a price action. It is getting a pretty decent bounce so far right off the 10 simple, and nothing really here on the medium term time frames. that it bounced off of, except for just getting immediate. What is this? Hold on. Except for just getting right to the threshold on the downside on RSI. It's a little relief bounce here, but you got it underneath Mama now and the 55. And until, like, we've just been watching this, like we talked about since this happened, I hate seeing this pattern right here. And yeah, we got to regain this exponential. We attempted to do it yesterday right here, immediately gave it up, and that ushered in some downside. Once we lost that, excuse me, 1650 area we were watching, it did pretty much come back and test it. Actually, right here on these two candles, rejection and rollover. So bears are showing their hand right now for sure in Ethereum. Let's see. And now on the 3 hour, just being dominant on DMI, which, to put into context, has not happened since all the way back over here. For a short blip of time on January 21st, and we came and tested the 200 simple average. So, is that in the cards for here? Possibly. That's sitting at around in the 13K area. So, do be careful of that. It's about 15% from here. Daily though still looks okay. Kind of a retest of this little ascending triangle upward flag looking pattern. And we got futures coming out tomorrow. So, again, I've been talking about this all week, almost every day on the stream. That's a big concern to me. I want to see these damn specs. I'm hoping I get an email from a few of the brokers that I have, and hopefully someone else gets some emails from my friends and they send me some. But I really want to see if they only let people long here. That's really going to ice this rally for me. And I've already been kind of cautious going into this week anyway, just because of that announcement. Had that announcement not been there, I would have felt a little bit better. But it's kind of funny that this pattern happened like the couple days before the weekend before this shit launches on Monday. So, not sexy price action. Daily is okay-ish. Bears are definitely trying to creep in. I'm really just going to be watching this 3 hour to see if maybe this is just a good liquidation break, like possibly back over here that we had, and even a little bit over here. But getting below all the short-term and medium-term moving averages is never sexy price action. So really, Ethereum's got to do some pretty good work and get back above that 1640, 1650 area to negate this, and that would probably coincide with the exponentials down here crossing back up to the upside. But right now, Ethereum is kind of iced up on the medium-term time frames. Again, losing the 1550 on a closing basis, which we did get a nice bounce off of here. So that's the next pivot. Below 1550 on a closing candle on 3 hour, I think very likely gets us to test on the 200 MA. Kind of a not so great pattern on Litecoin here. The daily looks better though than Ethereum, to be fair. Popping up over here on the exponential, neutral on the DMI though, but really good support at about 140. So Litecoin actually looking okay. Pretty neutral on the 3 hour too. So, how funny is that? It's actually looking a little bit better. And there is actually right here hidden bullish divergence from this point and this point. And the way you can kind of calculate that is you see the lower structure here and price on RSI from 50 to 40-ish, and you have higher price on the actual tradable of Litecoin here. So oscillator has a lower one, price up here has a higher one. So that's a little bit of a hidden bullish divergence. So that's kind of nice for Litecoin. Staying above 144-ish, mid 140s looks pretty good. And that's also being agreed by the short-term, or I'm sorry, the 3 hour longer term MAs at 203.77. Daily, about the same area. It's a little lower at about 140. So a lot of confluence there though. So that's good. How funny, Litecoin's looking a little better. Ripples, not great. Lost the momentum back here on this candle, as you can see on DMI, and now, I'm sorry, on RSI. Back over here when it got back below it. One little attempt to get over it, but this trend line is putting a lot of pressure on price, and DMI is now on this time frame. The bears are getting control over it. It does have another hour to close, so we'll see if it gets rejected, but anything below 43 cents, and that's going to stay bearish on the 3 hour. Daily still looks pretty damn good, though, to be fair, on Ripple, which is kind of funny. So on the daily, still above 37 cents. Same shit there. Probably get some continuation to the upside. Dot, same thing, same damn chart. Dot's so boring. I'm just going to skip Dot. ADA losing the momentum, although DMI is still dominant for now. We'll see how this candle closes. We still got 4 hours. If we get a little indecision candle, maybe we get some sideways action. And again, same thing applies for ADA as yesterday, as long as it's riding up this speed line, this demand line here, the bottom trend line. Not too worried about it. But to be put in perspective, it is 30% away from price now. And so any close below this candle here on the 3 hour probably gets us to test over there. So, and that is currently at about 55 cents. Link, struggling to get those highs. Couldn't really do it. Still looks okay. Kind of like this weird rising wedge. I don't know. Link has just been acting kind of weird relative to the other market. I'm kind of surprised it didn't get more of a run than it has. So major resistance at that 25 handle as we're being shown. But did bounce nicely off the 21. So as long as we're above 22, still looks okay. A little range bound. But kind of like Ethereum, below all the medium terms, and it is bearish on the DMI as well. So just kind of a little bit of bear action out there across the board. Let's see here. This chart still looks pretty much the same. You do have a trend line right here, so that makes real good support at around 410-ish. For that trend line cross. Take this off though, because it just kind of muddies up the chart. You can pretty easily see that. Yeah, any other close back below 420, 410 on this is going to be pretty bad. This candle isn't very sexy though, right here. I will say that on the daily, which is a significant time frame. You got a rejection right on the mama. So not getting back over this 460 area, that's being shown as pretty serious supply up there. Right back in this damn range squeezing. So not very sexy. And as we've talked about before, a lot of throwbacks happen, little fake outs. When you get zero, you get initial move. And a lot of times after HVP comes from zero and you start to expand, like we're doing now, you do get opposite moves from that. So if that is going to show up, anything, a closure below 420 on a 3 hour time frame, this bitch is probably going to go quite a bit lower, down into the 380, 390 area. BSV just can't do shit. Craig is just bullshitting. I don't know what he's doing out there. Same kind of posturing as BSV, though, getting rejection candle right at the 200 and the mama. So not very sexy as that's printed right now. Right back in between two, the longer term 200 and 377. Maybe it'll just ride up this mama, though. That does happen a lot. We see that all the time. You can see back here too where it did it. I mean, that's a pretty common thing. But man, just boxing it in even more. The 180 handle is just super tight right now. So we just got to get out of this damn range, and preferably on a daily structure would be better. Yeah, as long as it's above 175, though, nothing too crazy. But below 190, also nothing too crazy. Just range-bound shit. EOS looks pretty damn good still. Hasn't got below its trend line. It did for just a second, it looks like, in the overnight hours. But showing some relative strength on EOS, actually. Look at that, guys. Wow, interesting. Almost getting up into this target zone where the chart's showing. It did tag it at the 350. We're kind of looking for that range. So this actually is a pretty good chart on EOS. Anything staying above this trend line, I don't have any reason to be bearish on that. So that's nice to see something bullish. Monero, yeah, Monero just has been kind of lagging and shitty for a while. You do have this sloppy kind of distribution type pattern up here, right around some major resistance at 157. It's kind of ranging though for most of February between 160 and 145. So until we get out of that range, probably not really much to do. And that's only like a 5% range. So just kind of wait for that to break out or down. ZEC, Zcash looking kind of the same. Same boring shit. Nothing too sexy about that. Daily might maintain its bullish posturing as long as we can hold over 88 bucks here in the next couple days. Then we'll get the chronological order on the EMAs that we love to see. And that would be kind of nice. But anything back below like 85, 86 bucks, it probably comes back and tests the 377, and then we'll just have to go from there. Farther target on that is like 70 bucks, 60, 70 bucks. Dash looks almost exactly like ZEC, same thing really, except different. Obviously, prices are a little bit different. Not too much different though. 88 or 80 bucks and just consolidating, kind of getting a little rounded here, so that's not super sexy, but lots of support and demand above 105. So until it loses like 105, I don't really have any concern about this guy. Doge, so what's up? It's pumping it up. Pretty nice move out of this, basing. I mean, look at this. This is textbook reaccumulation. Someone is buying the shit out of this. Initial pump, big-ass dump. Shook out all those weak hands, but look at this, riding the 55 like a champ on the 3 hour and also making these nice reaccumulation patterns. So there's some pretty heavy hands and big players behind Doge right now. I mean, the daily just looks absolutely phenomenal. What about the weekly? Weekly will close in 4 hours. That's a beast mode weekly candle, I'll tell you that. That's a big green dilly. Getting a little bit of a spinny top going on here. Let's go to the dollar. Same thing. Looks like it went all the way up to about 7.5 cents, which is kind of the highs back here. I mean, it's actually made a little bit of higher high. Let's see if we can close on this daily above that wick. That would be real sexy. It's 7.3 cents, but we are showing a little bit of resistance there. Let's go look at volume profile. Yeah, we're kind of in no man's land here. Especially if you zoom out a bit on a daily. It's extra no man landy. Yeah, there's not really much business here done at all. So really anything back below 6 cents, this starts to get pretty ugly. I guess you could go 5.5 cents. But a 6 probably, breaking a 6 probably gets us to 5.5, low 5s. But this still looks pretty damn good. Everything's pointing straight and erect to the upside. DMI, RSI, everything looks pretty great. So, you know, can't really get too mad about the Doge at all. But, yeah, any close back below the 10 simple, the cyan line, start to maybe get a little bit cautious. You can see that's got most of the big dumps whenever that happens. Right here, it did just get squeezed for continuation. That was a real nice pattern. So real showing, that's some good English. Really showing a 5.23 cent area is a major support right now. Very nice, Doge. Get it in, doggy coin. Pretty wild. No one probably ever thought this was going to happen. Unless you've been in crypto for a while. Doge always does mega pumps. Although, to be fair, this is beyond any mega pump that it's had before. We can go up to US dollar on Bittrex. Probably has not that much data. I figured it would. Polo probably has it, though. Yeah, you can see Polo, all-time highs, and the dollar pairing on the Doge. So, man, yeah, pretty beast mode on that. What's our RSI at? Wow, our RSI, though, guys, is at 90 freaking 9, pretty much. 98.88. So that's pretty damn crazy. DMI got to 77, and this is a weekly, too. So, Ew, I don't like that. I do not like that. That's an extreme ass move. And I've been seeing everyone talk about Dogecoin, like just totally random people in like podcasts and stuff I'll listen to. They're like, oh yeah, I bought some Doge. I'm just like, what? It's like, fuck, is that the top of Doge? Possibly. Possibly could be. Weekly readings like that. I mean, here, let's just go back an example. In history, look left. And 75, we've never even been that close. These are all at like 50-ish, which is generally like kind of the threshold for a really extreme reading on DMI. So, yeah. I think that this is wow, micro penny Doge back here. If you've been holding Doge for a while, you're probably really excited with a 30,000% gain over the last few years. That's pretty nice. A little bit better than Bitcoin, huh? Don't say that. I can't say that out loud. Whoops. But okay, back to my point here. Sorry, I digress. 90. Let's go ahead and just make a little horizontal. We'll make this real easy. So here we are, the extreme levels we are, and this only can go to 100. So the only other times that we got real close to that, let's zoom in. To be fair, was right here at 88-ish too, and it did still continue all the way up. That's the thing with our side. Doesn't mean overbought. I've talked about that a lot on this channel. That's just kind of like, it just needs to be it's in power mode, not like, oh, overbought implies like you're going to get some major downside or something like that. And you can see we didn't get that for months. I mean, Doge just pumped for weeks on end before a little correction, and then did the same thing back here at the very end of the crypto market. But it did kind of mark some extremes, except for this first one. But this next cluster finally put in a little bit of a high. But hey, man, even when it did hit that one, it still ended up going up another 200%. So maybe there's the biggest hands that have ever been playing in Doge in its history. Elon Musk, is he out there buying it all? I don't know. You do have two tests right here, and 98 is a lot higher than 88. So I guess we did have this one right here at about 95 was the top. And what's this one over here? 93. So highest reading, and we even have volatility flashing on the weekly Doge up here, which you don't see that very often, especially to the upside. Big volume on this candle. I mean, anything back below 3.3 cents, and this is going to be death. It'll probably just collapse like a mofo. And shit, that's like 50% from here. So yeah, that's a little bit crazy on the doggy coin. I'm just kind of going to be zoomed in on this chart, and if we start losing any of these structures and reaccumulation zones on Dogecoin, first one being about 5.2 cents, and then the next one being about 4.2 cents. So, alrighty then. I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to talk about. Boom, bam. Come on, Bitcoin, get back over this speed line here. That'd be great. It's got some work to do, though. Ethereum, same way. It's trying to bounce off. This is a good reaction so far if we can get some continuation up here. But to confirm this as a low, we really would have to get back over 1650 on this time frame. And would love to see the exponential, the RSI get back over the exponentials. But do be wary. DMI is showing bears have come onto the scene. And they might be here to stay a little bit. So a test down to this 200 MA at about 1350, 1370 would not surprise me from this structure. All right, awesome. Much love. I'll see y'all guys probably tomorrow. I am going to be doing a little road trip action, so I don't know if I'll be able to do a video tomorrow. I'll bring my laptop. I'll try to do one. If not, though, Tuesday most likely. Maybe I'll just do a little lightning round pre-recorded video from my laptop or something. All right, y'all have an awesome rest of your day, rest of the weekend. Have fun watching the big game. You can't say Super Bowl now. It's trademarked. So stupid. It's like a company if you trademark like Apple. You can't say Apple phone. It's the big phone or Samsung. I don't know. It's just so retarded. What the hell? All right, I'm out this biatch. Peace.